Hello? Is this live on the internet? Alright, we got our now playing going. I'm gonna guess it's pretty loud. What is my... okay. Okay. The Cane of the Top Hat. Welcome. The Doom mapping video plague has spread. Is someone else doing it? I streamed my last Telly map that I made for the TDA project. But that's like a year ago. Oh, I thought I changed the thumbnail. Whoops. Oh, Lord Entropy recently uploaded a time-lapse. Oh, cool. I have to check that out. I'll get started here in a minute or two. I'm just kind of getting into things. Let's see. I made the thumbnail. I made a new thumbnail and then I forgot to change it. Let's do that real quick. Plan on doing one map. Probably just one. I don't know, we'll see. I'm working on like a lot of different maps for different projects all at once, and I don't know. I like speed mapping, but it's not... I don't always like speed mapping, and I'm not sure if I want to commit to like 7 full hours of speed mapping or not. But we'll see how long this one actually takes my... you know... That'll be the first thing. Here we go. Now I think I've uploaded... I think I've updated the thumbnail. Okay. All I've got right now is the map editor open. Not doing anything. I haven't actually looked through the resources to see what's different. I assume it's all the same thing. Except for Tellian. I'll have to see what that thing is all about. What's this? I can't actually see the now playing. Tech War and Chex Quest textures as well. Oh my god. That's the thing, is there's so much stuff, it's like you feel bad if you don't get to experiment with all of it. It makes you want to make more than one map, but I don't know. I'm just not sure if I'm going to have the time. So I'm not considering this actual active mapping yet. What I'm going to first do is just skim through the set of assets. Tech Wars textures are jank. Some are 128 by 127. Are those even going to render properly in... I thought multiple source ports had issues if you use textures that aren't multiples of 8. By the way, is the music too loud or is it good volume? I can't tell. I have my little mixers showing me, but it's only a sort of relative guess. DSDA might fuck up. Yeah. In my mind, I was thinking I really like these brown computer textures. And I was thinking about maybe trying to do something a little more abstract for my map this time. Maybe lean into these. I like these textures a lot, but I don't know. I don't really have any hard ideas about what I'm doing so far. Balanced well in relation to my voice. Okay, good. I mean, it's reasonably quiet on my end. but it's hard to tell sometimes. Especially when it starts playing, when I get like 80, 79's music and it's just like all blast beats on the drum. Okay. It's interesting here. I like these. I'm gonna use this one here. What is this? C-Conch? Q-N-C-H? Oh, it's I don't know what that stands for. I'm not even gonna guess. I'm gonna just keep going. I've never actually played Chex Quest. I'm very familiar with it. I've seen, you know, so much content created about it over the years, and I remember when I was a kid and Chex Quest was like a thing, but I just never got my hands on a copy. Left ear for music, right ear for voice. Is that a suggestion? Is that a description? I'm not totally sure. I've never actually thought about trying to like pan the audio in my stream. Okay, the prefixes for Chex Quest and Tech Wars. That's good to know. This is going to be a very chill, low stakes sort of vibe on this, because between the music and just Sunday vibes and trying to read chat, and you know, it's Telly, there's going to probably be lots of periods of me just kind of chilling on some stuff, so we'll see how that goes. I'm not trying to stress myself out too much, just to stream some speed mapping. Interesting posters here. There's like eyes opening and closing. It's animated. Pizza Pit. Yeah, see, I did a very urban theme for my Telly-direct redialed map, but I don't think I'm going to try to do that again this time. Speaking of like experimenting with the textures, these like super... It's like they didn't even make any attempt to like spruce these up or digitize them. They literally just took a photograph and said, fuck it, this is the texture. Honestly, I don't hate all these textures. Like that one's kind of, these two are pretty interesting. They don't really... Honestly, they might fit the Telly vibe better than some of the original textures we had in the assets. The resources. I have 7 hours. Yeah, I'm not going to spend 7 hours doing this. I'm going to target maybe 3 to 4. We'll see. I don't want to make a big map. I don't want to make a complicated map. And I don't want to spend a lot of time like going back and forth on it, play testing and doing a whole bunch of stuff. I came down to the wire on my Telly-direct redialed map. I used all the available time, and I just don't like doing that. Oh, numbers. That could be interesting. I could see somebody doing something cool with like a timer or a readout of some kind with that. Virus detected. These would have been, these actually, like, no joke, would have been good textures to have during the original Telly project, because I think that they totally lean in, they totally fit the vibe. 100%. Look at the Tech War textures. The very bottom one is just bright yellow beige grain. Let's see if I get there, if I haven't already scrolled past it. Oh, that's interesting. Is this animated? Oh, the Zune text. I like those. The yellow variants are nice, of course. I must have missed which ones you were talking about. Maybe you meant at the bottom of the actual Tech War section. But there's a lot of good bright textures, so I want to do something maybe colorful or at least striking in some way. And I do want to see what this Telly-themed thing is about. So what does this thing do? Is it Telly-themed? Deleted spawn spot. What does that mean? Map. You made a map based off Equinox map 12. And you want to make a small Telly-themed ship in 1 hour. Interesting. Yeah. You can consider it like a unofficial mapping jam if you want to participate. Maybe will be like a unofficial accountabilities. That sounds whack. We don't have to say that about each other. Okay, what I need to do. All right, so let's go ahead and save this. Let's just see what this guy does. And before I let actually anything get. Oh, why did it draw? Okay, why did it? I'm used to the default room actually being like inhabitable, but maybe it inherited this sector, which I don't know what the purpose of this sector is. I mean, I know what the blueprints do, but what is the 6900 tag supposed to do? Deet, greetings. What's mappening? Yeah, nothing's quite mappening yet. I'm just kind of flipping through the assets and shooting the shit a little bit because the blueprint sounder did this. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I need to leave that alone. You know, it's actually I think the blueprint sounder was my suggestion in the original project. I kind of forgot that's how it was set up. Because I was like, wait a minute, you can just do the thing that like Spider Mastermind and Cyber Demon Death Sound's doing. Maybe we can just crush some actor when you found all the blueprints. And that's what we did. I think it worked out. Because otherwise, the problem with the blueprints, in my opinion, was that it would be easy for someone to forget that they picked some of them up already. Well, what the fuck? Is that a BFG? And he's shooting like a Czech skunk? What are you doing? Ooh. Oh, I was gonna turn the sound off and then I got distracted. So I got the double. What version of this port am I using? I think my testing version of DSDA is older than the version I actually play Doom on. Which I probably should fix that. Okay, so this guy's pretty dangerous, but he's not tanky at least, so that's good. Interesting. Could be like a good key guardian or something, I don't know. You can shoot the BFG projectile to destroy it. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't explicitly know that Doom, the sector, like it inherits whatever from the closest sector to it, but I feel like I intuitively kind of understood that. It's one of those things I would expect to be covered in a Decino video or something. Okay, well, I mean, I think I've done most of the prep that I can really do besides like sketching, which I never do, so I guess I'm going to turn the timer on and just start drawing some lines. I have some rough ideas in my head about what I'm going to try to do, and beyond that, I guess I'll just kind of see where things take me. Okay, so start countdown timer. And that is one thing I'll have to actively turn it on and off, which is kind of, I'll probably forget, but whatever. The stream itself will serve as a secondary record. Okay, so I think I want to kind of do something a little, like I want it. Okay, this is like way off from the origin. I don't know why that bothers me, but let's just get back to the middle of the map. Let's just get back to the middle of the map. So anyways, I think I want to do like an open type of map. So I want to have a very large just chamber that I can build a bunch of stuff inside of. And I said I wanted to use this one. So in my head, I'm kind of thinking, God, okay, the contrast on this is awful. Let's just go back to this for right now. In my head, I'm thinking something, maybe we like alternate the colors in some way. Some of the gold Zune texts are really nice. So as I was going through these, it was making me think, like, what could you pair with this beige that could look kind of interesting? And something, maybe this gold would look kind of nice. I don't know if this is... Whoa. There we go. I don't know if that's really going to work. This will be something we spitball. The thing is, the thing that's nice is that I have 7 hours, so I can actually afford to just kind of screw around with the visual stuff a little bit more than I do usually. I always feel like I run out of time on my speed maps, and especially when it comes to the detailing and stuff, so I don't know if that's right. What do we got? He does a spin attack with projectiles. Oh, you can actually hurt the Tellian with the BFG projectile. That's interesting. Is that man with gun? I think, because that's a... I don't really understand what that username is, but I feel like that's man with gun. Okay, what else do we have? That is the thing is... speed mapping itself, I think, is... you want to have a good familiarity with the assets, the resources, as much as you can. And the original Telly-direct resources were, I'd say, fairly bloated already. And now we've added 2 other games worth of textures to it, basically, and it's just way worse. So there's a lot of, like, especially if you didn't map for the first project, probably a lot of, like, okay, what textures were in this set again? Or I don't know, maybe you just already decided you wanted to use certain ones or something, I don't know. Just draw lines and everything will flow as it should. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. That is how I tend to speed map, but I'm just kind of taking my time as I get into it for right now. I'm not really too worried about the time pressure. Okay, this could look nice. Hold on a second. Something like that. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I think the trick will be, if I want it to look like decent, I think the trick will be figuring out how to most effectively mesh this like hand-drawn look with this more painted look of the ones that are modified stock textures. So anyways, okay, well, let's see. Actually, let's do this. All right, this is where I'm just truly freewheeling right now. I don't have any particular objective or thoughts in mind. I'm just making some stuff. I think I'm gonna like have these sort of like buildings, maybe. Not totally sure. One thing I do want to do while I'm thinking about it is... Let's go ahead and just make this a void map. Maybe I'll put a sky in later or something, I don't know, but... I think for now I'm going to make it a void map. Kind of cliche at this point, but... whatever. Oh, you made custom texture sets with all the textures you wanted to use? That's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do it. I guess that would be an effective way to prepare for sure. Should try that sometime, maybe for the next one. Do I like this so far? This actually feels very similar to a different map that I've recently made for a different project. I don't know. If the theme is too weird, I usually give up on even bothering to do anything with it. As in, you just make whatever. You just say, fuck it, I don't really care what the theme is. I'm just going to make what I want and hope they don't say anything about it. Or you just don't even attempt to make a map at all. The Telly of human endeavors. Is that a reference to a particular map? It sounds like a map title. Something of human endeavors. I feel like it was something I should recognize. I don't know. That's the thing, is I don't know if I want this to be like a void map or not. And with this kind of like... This does feel like it's sort of ripping something off. The egg of human endeavors. Oh, right. That's what I thought. Okay. Well, I didn't think that, but I thought it was something. I just like how like nice and uniform it is. Easy to make this stuff. That's why I like these block textures. So let's see. I feel like I like spending some time early in the process just kind of feeling out what I want the visual vibes to be, and it sort of helps me with the rest of the stuff. Sometimes I have trouble like knowing what shapes I want to draw if I don't really know like what the map's supposed to look like. Oh, I kind of like that. Come along this way. I don't know if that's something that I'll end up seeing or not, but it gives me some ideas for other stuff. Put something like here. Okay, yeah. I don't attempt really because I try to avoid reckless mapping or mapping for the sake of mapping dilemma. You're just like sitting there spinning your wheels. Or I just take it too seriously. Well, I could see the argument made either way. If you don't want to just sit there and feel like you're just mapping to waste your time, you'd rather find something else to do, I could see that. But sometimes you need to just stop overthinking it and map. That's also part of the problem. I don't know if I want to make this like an actual void or not, where you fall off and die. Not totally sure. I do kind of like... where this is going. Let me see. I'm just... Yo, dude. Tech war. That's kind of cool. Oh, I'm looking at flats. What am I doing? It's like... There we go. Let's try this. Let's just leave this one for now. I'm just kind of feeling this out. I think I want something darker than that, though. Look at chat here. Numsoic, oh, what's up? And Zilgados. What's going on, everybody? Just use R Rock 10. That's my secret weapon. Save it for a really dire time. All right, let's get back into focus here. Oh yeah, that would be better for this. Yeah, and then I kind of like the idea of having the other side of it as a tile of some kinds. All right, so that's what I was doing here. What's this like? Does that look interesting? Yeah, that's kind of got an interesting look. Okay. I know I literally just used the stair builder to do everything except for change the elevation, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like... But I literally was just kind of too lazy to really worry about the setting it up. Have you made maps for Doom that you didn't create a MIDI for? Yeah. I mean, quite a few. I mostly do it just because I prefer making a MIDI over trying to like skim through 1,000 MIDIs I have on my computer and looking for one that I like. I'm like, you know what? I feel like I can just make the MIDI that I want for the map, so I do it. But I've made quite a few that I pick other ones from. Speed maps, a lot of times I use other MIDIs. It's a good step texture. Hi, my name is Chair. Hello, hi, my name is Chair. It's me. Hi, my name is Living Dead. Do I take MIDI creation requests? Not really at this time, because I do it entirely as a hobby. I don't like charge commission for it or anything, so I try to just make sure that I keep it something that I enjoy doing. And I find that if I like actually turn it into a commitment of some kind, then that impacts that quite a bit. So try not to. Yeah, there we go. Some light stairs never ever goes wrong. Okay. I've really branched out a lot and tried to challenge my propensity. I don't feel like it's a propensity. What is the right word to say? Like defaulting to just making overly blocky mapping, and I try to make a little bit more, odd angles and stuff like that. But that being said, I feel like this mapping project would be a nice excuse to just make something quite a bit more blocky for a change. It's certainly a lot easier. I don't know what I'm doing here. I feel like I was making this darker for some reason, but then the lights need to be illuminated. So I would want to do something like, where did I draw that? This. Might be a little too fiddly for this, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that too much. That's something I'll come back to. But this is all important, necessary stuff, even if I'm just sort of screwing around right now. I'm laying the framework for what I'm going to want to do with this map. And it helps me just maintain some momentum on the whole process, so. Using lights as step textures, that's always good, yeah. Started playing Fallout 1, and what a fun game it is. Oh, Fallout 1 is a fantastic game. So is Fallout 2. But, yeah, that game is special. That's cool that you're getting to play it. And doubly so if you're not normally a RPG fan, because I will say going back and replaying that game, I appreciate how unapproachably clunky it is by modern standards, and I don't really hold it against people too much who end up missing out on it, you know, the classic that it is, because it's just not a particularly accessible game. I mean, there's a lot of random stuff where... So, funny enough, after we watched Season 2 of the Fallout show, my wife and I got back into the Fallout games. So I started playing Fallout 1 on my Steam Deck, and then she ended up starting it at some point. And I had to kind of help her through some of the early game because there was just a lot of stuff that just is not intuitive, especially if you didn't just sit there, like, read the whole manual for an hour before you play the game for the first time, which was a normal thing back, you know, in the 90s, but it's not anymore. And things like, you know, like when you're in Vault 13 for the first time, or Vault 15 for the first time, and, you know, like you're wandering around the different rooms, there's like an important, like, hunting rifle just like in the corner in a tiny, you know, room, and the pickup sprite is a tiny little thing that, like, you can easily miss, and sometimes it highlights and sometimes it doesn't. And it's the kind of thing that would, like, make you roll your eyes today. Or, you know, rage quit at the very worst. But super mutants keep kicking your ass. I'll tell you, I bet I know which super mutant it is. It's the one that has the flamethrower. The super mutant with the flamethrower, all they need to do is crit you, and you just die instantly. Learning how to make a map in a sling. Oh yeah. So you dislocated your shoulder, and I guess that's gonna slow things down for quite some time. That's really unfortunate. Hopefully that doesn't prevent you from mapping for this. I should make note to, like, jot down one of these midis if I like the way that it sounds. For this map, so that'd be an easy way to take care of that. Actually, the one thing that sucks about using this tile is it's actually a little difficult to keep track of. A little difficult to keep track of, like, where things are on the floor. Oops. Is that now centered? I think it is. Yeah, okay. I'm, like, really taking advantage of the fact that this 7 hours, I'm going to be honest, 7 hours doesn't really feel like a speed map. I know it is quick for some people. A lot of people I talk to are like, oh yeah, it takes me a month to make a map, which, I mean, that's me too. Is that all? So that's not even. That's not all even. That's even, that's even, that's even. This goes to here, this goes to here. Yeah, there you go, okay. Let's do this. Yeah, that's gonna look kind of cool. What did I do? 144? Okay. Nice. Already thinking about getting a foot pedal, actually. Oh, yeah, that could probably be pretty helpful. But, gosh, yeah, that must really suck. Hello, Doomax. There are far more hand chairs than foot chairs. 7 hours is a speed map, honestly? You think so? I feel like 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours is like a true speed map, but maybe not. I mean, who am I to really say? I've wasted 22 minutes of accomplishing almost nothing than some basics. This is a good one. What is this? Of course it's Cyrus. Cyrus Time Weaver, that would be a nice one. What's this? Sorry, I'm just checking my phone real quick. Even with 7 hours, I was rushing through my map, though I guess I overcomplicated some things. Yeah, you gotta work faster, buddy. You gotta pick up the pace. That's not a speed map. That's a sleep map. What would be the most interesting floor? I think this is where I want some good contrast. Do you guys think about contrast in your mapping? It's pretty important if you don't. Interesting. Kind of like that. Now, the truth is, I could do a black ceiling, but I kind of want a sky. But the question is, like, what would be a good-looking sky, and then what would be a good-looking boundary for this? How tall do I want all this to be? What are the skies even in this set? Massive tiling computer sky. I mean, you know what? I like a tech sky of some kind. I mean, that could be kind of interesting. All right, what was I doing? Here we go. There's some good ones in here, it looks like. That's cool. I bet that looks interesting. All right, hold on. Let's do a sky transfer real fast. Probably not even going to be able to see it, but... I actually thought about, I don't know if people would find this interesting, but I actually thought about trying to set my webcam up to, like, aim at my keyboard, maybe. I don't know that I didn't really think it was going to be worth the effort to try to figure it out, but I thought it could be kind of interesting, I guess. I could get down with this. use an on-screen keyboard. Yeah, I did think about that as well. I wasn't sure if, like, having an overlay would mess with the... Like, would it mess with the clarity of everything else? I don't know. Let's see. I'm sure there's a very easy overlay plugin for OBS. But don't they mostly fixate on, like, specific areas of the keyboard? Or are there ones that will show, like, the whole keyboard? Oh yeah, Telly and City in Space. Of course, that's perfect. Now the only thing that's kind of unfortunate is that this fucking solid white light for the sky now. So I guess this is now a blinding stream. What's going on here? Why is this person calling me right now? Is that a pocket dial? All right, you know what? I'm not even joking. This is gonna, like, kind of mess me up a little bit. I think what I need to do for now... What do I need to texture? I need to texture the upper, right? No? Is it the wrong side? Is it lower? Is it mid? What is it? What do I need to texture? Oh, I need to do this. Let's do this. God. I swear when I'm, like, mapping in front of people, sometimes the basics just completely go out the window. There we go. Add a black R-Sky1 patch and save. Yeah, I'm just too lazy to do that right now. So I'm just going to do this. I'll just change it when I'm ready. Yeah, it wasn't worth it. The cost was too much. Okay, that was not... Is that perfectly square? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh god, I gotta remember what the fuck all the different armors are and stuff. Okay. Black jacket, that's gotta be green armor. Next time we just keep the assets the same name, and the sprite can still change though. That's also a totally fine idea. I'm surprised we didn't come up with any, like, custom lights and stuff like that. Or other sort of assets. Making the stim pack have a bigger sprite than the med kit. Oh yeah, that is... I didn't even think about that. I certainly had quite a bit of trouble at various points during making my TeleDirect redial map. I'm like, what the hell is this stuff? I don't remember what things are called. all that to say is, I do think that 7 hours is a fairly reasonable time to make a speed map for the Telly stuff at the very least, because how much of it is different. If it was more standard, I would probably think a little bit more that it's egregious, but there we go. And this is another good one. Who's this? 8079? Nice. Let's see. I don't think it's going to matter, but just go ahead and let's just go ahead and make it look cool anyways. All right. Man with gun is screaming right now. I'm copy and pasting. I was about to flip that, but then I realized it's not symmetrical on the other side, and I'm going to leave it alone. Are there any Telly enemies I'm itching to use? I haven't really thought that much about it, but it would be interesting to theme the map more around like a specific enemy type or two. Perhaps. I'm trying to think of like which ones I liked the most last time. I mean, obviously, I think that the Telly enemies are more interesting than the Atlantic forces, although they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just, you know, Telly's a little more interesting. I liked the creepy Telly a lot. That one was fun. The Television was good. I liked the Television before it was nerfed. It was really strong in the development version. And I actually liked it. I like Tolly just because of how ridiculous he is. And the Quantum Telly's really good, and the Telephone is really good. I like the way that they both attack. The Tellian, I did at the beginning of the stream. I just put it in a room just to see what it did, and I got the lowdown from everybody. All the cool little things you can do with it. This is how I normally make steps, like no joke. God damn, Smitty goes pretty hard. Sometimes I do things, sometimes I like legitimately do focus on trying to do things efficiently, and sometimes I just cannot be bothered. Depends on what I'm doing and what kind of mood I'm in, I guess. I do that, but with rectangles, so I can draw the steps 3 at a time. The only problem I have when using stuff like the rectangle tool, when you're overlapping other lines, is when it starts having trouble like connecting the sectors properly. Oh, what did I just do? So usually when I'm like overlapping lines, I end up hand drawing all the lines. to make sure that the sector's closed properly. The grid kind of rules, though I've only used it a couple times. Are you talking about the this thing I have, like the lines that show you where everything, like all the symmetries are and stuff? Oh, the make grid tool. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I have used that quite a bit. Not in a while, actually, now that I think about it, but it's definitely something that I use. Oh yeah, this looks cool. Bro, look at my steps. My steps are so cool looking. Sometimes I wish this had like bright maps. Just so you could have cool lights without having to always worry about how to light the sector. No, I wasn't talking about the background grid either earlier. Excuse me, either. I was talking about like the rule lines, but I suppose it's neither here nor there. Okay. I am actually like kind of going into something here now. So the reason I did all of this is, do I want that? Let's do that. So I have this where you can jump down. So naturally you need to be able to get back up somehow. So at first I was thinking you could go along this way maybe and come in here. But I wanted something to block the visibility of these two guys. And that would mean that you can't go that way. So now I have a way to go up over here. But I guess I'm going to have like a lift or something to connect. I want it to be where you can like kind of come up here and jump off. Is this right? Is this how I want this? Cyrus. Okay, I knew this was Cyrus before I even looked at who made it. Now let's see, there's a few, I mean the guns are different in this too, so the minigun's pretty good. I like just straight up buffing the chain gun. Plasma phone is good. SSG isn't changed. I can't remember, the pump shotgun's not faster. I think it's the same. And then of course the Telly-themed of telephony. The interesting BFG replacement. I don't even know if I'm gonna be getting to that or not. I don't think I want this map to be too tough, but I guess we'll see. Probably be more fun if it's just like a cool run and gun map. I think I'm going to want some kind of like barricade around this so you're not actually like going that far outside of the bounds here. Let's just draw like a really basic one for now, and if I want to expand this or change it later, then I can. Just to give an idea of where... I don't think that's really going to compromise too much on the vibe so far. And it keeps everything feeling like a nice little actual arena, I suppose. So now... Why did I draw this? What is this for? Let's put this here. Now this is an interior. And... pull this up. I see this is a soft lock waiting to happen, so what do I want to do about that? I don't think these need to be two separate sectors. Neither do these. Man, this MIDI is such a vibe. They're basically just smaller arachnotrons, aren't they? Yeah. I think so. They do a good job at like keeping you moving. You can't really like stay put for too long. Shooting that like constant barrage of fire like arachnotrons do. Just put an instant death floor on. That's the kind of thing that people accuse you of being like a spiteful mapper for, doing shit like that. Like, this person just maps to piss people off. You can go through that, right? That's tall enough for the player, isn't it? Find out. Yeah, I think that looks fine. I guess the other thing is, yeah, so, you know, naturally, I map quite a bit. I don't sit around and map and talk out loud constantly for hours at a time. So, you know, I apologize if that's a little awkward, me just sitting here doing stuff without really explaining it. Sometimes I'll try my best to do that, but I mean, let's be real. I'm not actually practiced at it, and I think it's been about a year since the last time I actually streamed and mapped at the same time. Excuse me. So yeah, all that to say is, you know, there's going to be periods of lull where I'm just kind of thinking quietly to myself. And I guess now you know, so you could be mad about it or not. I don't know. Do whatever you want with that information. I don't think people would actually be mad. I'm mostly just being facetious here. I'm like making so many unnecessary sectors here. But I think I like the way this is looking so far. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I do need to have two potted plants for progression. Yeah, yeah. This kind of feels like cheating, detailing this way, but I like it. You can put a little bit of variety in. It's subtle. Oh my god, there we go. What kind of switches do we have? That's not a switch. Get this texture out of here. It's lying. I gotta figure out how to line that up better. Just move this here. Perfect. Ooh, hold on a second. That gives me an idea. Does this flash? This flashes, right? Let's see. I might change those lights being there. I don't know. Because I don't really want to... I'm trying to think of how I want to actually handle the lights. I'm not sure. Okay. Uh-oh, banger MIDI alarm's going off. Whoop! I think this is the old version that's the one that is not included in Sewer Lust. There we go. Do I have room to do that on this side? I do, and I want to. And actually... Nice. The evil plans in a dimension shifting map. Oh yeah, I forgot that those were in there. Were the maps that didn't use bespoke MIDIs and Sewer Lust intentional in their choice? I mean, it was just some of the maps we made MIDIs for, and some of them we didn't. I think there wasn't a whole lot of calculated intent behind that. Like, I mean, for example, what was it, map 2 uses the track 11.8. Is that what it's called? By Corp. And Corp naturally volunteered to make MIDIs for any of the maps where they were wanted. but he said specifically, I'm not going to replace that MIDI because it's already perfect for that map. So. Seven eight. Okay, that's what it's called. 7/8. Just couldn't remember the name of it. Gosh, I'm spending so much time on this like frivolous detailing. I feel like I hope this isn't a situation where I was like kind of jokingly talking a little bit of shit and then I end up like having trouble finishing this on time. I think one thing that is probably true is that I will not do the entire map on this stream. What was this? What was the actual plant? Like the non? Is it in here? User defined? Nope. Boom items? No, it's not. What was the plant? Somebody help me out with that. For my map 8. Yeah. So Chair, your MIDI that you picked for your map is perfect for it. I wouldn't have changed it either. And I would, and if you had asked me, if you had, like, not that you would have, but if you had been like, hey, do you want to make a map or a MIDI for this map? I think I would have been like, I don't know. This one's already really good. Oh yeah. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Let's do this. Yeah, okay, perfect. And then... yeah, okay. These textures are definitely like have a little bit of a strange offset. Whatever. Do these change as well? Are these like animated? I guess I need to, at some point I need to actually get into the map. There we go. The solid colors do not animate. Okay, well, the reason I was asking is because they were numbered like maybe they did, but if not, maybe I can just use one of these. What am I looking for? I'm looking for like a specific tile vibe. Oh, that will probably work. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Guys, my first sector tag. Wait, what are the light textures called? I thought that's what they were called. Li. Oh, goo. Probably not going to get to the checks textures. The checksters in this one. They're called white. Okay. I don't really know what I'm doing there. Just, I think it looks cool. I think that's about it. Transfer ceiling brightness. Yeah. How do I feel about psychedelic eyeballs MIDI compositions? You know, I've heard several. I know I've heard at least one of them. I can't remember how many or which ones, but I could not name one right now. I seem to remember thinking it was pretty good. Okay, so these actually don't animate. That's okay. I know I can turn the timer off, but I'm not really concerned about like 1 minute. Oh no! No! Oh! Oh my god. Real quick. Real quick. Wait, that's... Why is that in there? Hold on a second. What am I doing? Where is F Sky? Here it is. Oh yeah, I mean, dude, this could be a nice vibe, yeah? Yeah? Uh-oh. Yeah, I can make this work. I'm into it. Now let's go back to this, because just got to. Which makes me realize I need to change these. Yeah. Skybox is everything. Okay. I don't know if I like this or not. It's a better switch somewhere. I want to switch on this, excuse me, on this texture. Be cool. That'd be so cool, man. That'd be just so fucking cool, man. Do this. This is fine. I'm envisioning some kind of like little trap here. So what I'm thinking is, you hit the switch, we're gonna lower a wall. So we got some new progression opening up, but something's gonna open up in here too. We're gonna have a little trap situation going on. Oh man, like needing to stretch here in a minute. Oh. You guys see it? You see how we're doing this? You see how this is gonna shake out? Am I the only one who just, instead of going to open the texture editor, just grabs a texture from a nearby wall, copy and paste it? Probably not. So this is going to be 2. This is going to be 2. This is going to be 2. We're going to have a nice little pincer situation going on here, okay? I don't know exactly how it's going to work out yet. But this is going to open. This is going to be a raised platform here. And we're going to have some tellies in here. Shameless telly spam. This is not even. This is not symmetrical. All right, what the fuck is the okay, so the case of teleporter is the med kits. The 6-pack is the stim pack. Everyone does that. Okay, that's good to know. I figured as much, but I think this MIDI's about to get a skip for me. I'm just not vibing with it. I want to put something on top of this. Was I calling for squirrels? No, that's my, that's like my thinking stem, I guess. I don't know. Okay, one thing I did like was getting those cool, like, block lights in this, so... Ooh. Hold on a minute. Hold on just a goddamn minute. No, no, that's not what I copied. This is what I copied. Okay, now... So either do something like this... What's this? What's wrong with this here? Okay, yeah, now we're on to something here. I'm trying to decide how much I want to actually lean into it, right? Like, do I want to do it at every opportunity, or do I want to keep it a little... I think just go for it. Yeah, I think just go for it, because that does look pretty sick. I'm also just kind of thinking that, like, because it's a speed map, just go for it. Oh. Now the question is, do I want these to be flashing? I don't think that I do, but I'm gonna see what they look like flashing. Let's see, can I make these all the same sector? I think that I can get away with that. Let's do this like, I'm gonna go down to like 80. Make these 256, make them glow. I might just want them to be static. I'm not totally sure, because I do like the way that they just look on their own, but I think it'd be remiss if I didn't at least see. Oop. My gut is telling me, I mean, that looks interesting, but my gut is telling me it looks better when they're not flashing. Oh. A quick flash between 208 and 160, so it's not as dark. It could also be... All right, my gut is telling me I want him to be static. I might save flashing or strobing for something else. But I feel like I want this to be static, which is not usually how I would go with this. So that is a bit of a deviation. Never fast flash. Yeah, I actually do try not to, I don't, you know, strobing effect is not something I want to mess around with. Take for granted if it's going to mess with somebody. Nice. I'm into it. I'm into it, guys. I don't think I want it to be this wide, but this is just checking this out, seeing if I like this. I mean, I think that looks pretty nice. I might be overdoing it a little bit. I don't know. But again, it's like a speed map and might as well just go big on it. Entering the flow state. You could say, I think you could say that for sure. Question is, do I want this to be this? Yeah, I think alternating it like that gives some very good subtle variety to the whole thing. Breaks up some of the uniformity. This is such like a good, like, getting things done type of song. Like, I want to hear this song played over a montage of something. Having a few in the distance to make for pretty vistas with the skybox. I think that's, I mean, that's a good instinct for sure. Wait, what am I doing? 32? Okay, yeah. Yep. I don't know why I landed on, like, the bottom one, the bottom being up a little bit, but I kind of like it for some reason, so I'm just going with it. Just going with it. The bottom being up. God, that sounds a little salacious. I don't think about it too hard. Yeah, I mean, that just makes it straight up look like buildings, but it looks sick. With just one strip on the side, it kind of looks like a games console. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that too. Like, maybe I want to... Hold on. How do I want to do this? Now I've got so many, like, segments. It's making me confused. It's not perfectly... I like that it's not like a perfect pattern. No, but I do think that looks... I do think that looks pretty cool. I think it looks cooler than if it was going all the way across. Let's see. Can I get away with... So do... Flip this. Up here like this. I don't think it's going to keep the textures, but it'll keep the vertices at least. Wait, I need to go up one. Feels like I didn't get the pattern right. What happened? Is this not... Did I just not copy the whole line, or what got messed up? Whatever. Just gonna leave it alone for now. That looks kind of cool, yeah, for sure. Now, I think what would probably be helpful is if it was further away, right? I'll leave that there as sort of a reminder to fill that in later. More like a proof of concept or something, you know? All right, let's check this out with the sky again. I'm literally just going to keep manually going back and forth with the sky like this. That's how I'm going to test. Oh yeah, I mean, that looks pretty cool. Try to find something to, you know, mix it up a little bit too. Put some other details out there. Or I don't know if I want... I might end up like redrawing the boundary as like a circle. Looks a little bit better. That was very loud. But yeah, that looks pretty sick. Nice. I think that makes me feel sufficiently confident about the visual theme. Now I'm just going to kind of roll. I'm going to try to roll and just get things going. Okay, so we got a little trick here. So something relatively strong needs to come out of this. What is this? Dance of the Sugar Plum? What are we doing here? Mark Klim didn't write that. I'm behind the times. How are you flying? I typed fly, and it let me fly. Now, this is DSDA. It's not Nugget. Nice. All right, I'll tell you what I need to do real quick. Need to take a bathroom break. Need to refresh my water. I'm going to pause the timer. And I'll be back in like, I don't know, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, somewhere in that vicinity. Just put this up here real quick. Let the music keep playing. And yeah, I'll return just a bit. Okay. Oh no, where did everybody go? I wasn't gone that long. I'm joking, I'm joking. You guys didn't leave. You guys wouldn't leave. Doomwads. Oh yeah, Vibes playing. Sorry, I saw you earlier. I'm not great at always remembering to say hi to everybody, but what's going on, Mr. Beatbeard and Doomwads? How you doing? I've been playing on Gray Cat. I think I've played somewhere around 20 maps. Nice stuff. It's fun WOD. I like that it's just clearly it was just a bunch of people kind of having fun. I won't say not taking it seriously. I mean, I'm sure even having like fun with maps, you can take it seriously and still make something that's like nice and solid. But it feels like you know, having fun was the prime directive with that project, is what it feels like. This is such a beautiful MIDI. Let's just take our moment of zen real fast. If I knew like I don't know, meditation or ASMR, I'd be like walking you through a guided, I'd be walking you through a guided meditation right now. First, we're all going to close our eyes and we're just going to let ourselves dissipate into the expanses of our quiet mind. Take a deep breath and hold it in. Okay, this is getting a little weird. This is not my normal wheelhouse, so I'll save that for my spin-off channel. Afternoon's entire OST. Yeah, it's really good. Azalea Banks. I only know, what is that song she did? It's like 212. That's the only song of hers I actually know. Alright, what's the, that's not. We'll have this guy come out. It'd be cool to have infighting between these two groups, like, be something in this map. I mean, because that's kind of the... That's not the... Is it that Telly, like, hijacked the Atlantic forces? Or is it that the Atlantic forces are trying to quell the Telly uprising, but they're also just trying to kill you in the mix? Can anybody get Stupid Bunny in here to help clarify the lore? These ghosts, these guys are nasty. I think the Atlantic forces are on Telly's side. Yeah, that's what I thought. He, like, mind controlled him or something. He jacked the signal. Oh, yeah. Okay, so hold on a second. There's one thing I do need to figure out is how am I going to wake these guys up? Because what I think will happen is that this will come down and the player will just stand here and shoot this. Maybe I'll put something in here that's a little more dangerous. I could put an arch vial in here. Didn't I say I wanted this to be a little easier? And already I'm talking about, like, let's put arch vials in it. Maybe I'll leave this alone. I don't know why I'm arranging them in this way. I'm just being lulled by this MIDI. Ah. I didn't want it to end. Oh yeah, I should be doing more of this. This will also be cool. And then what about, ooh, hold on a second. Hold on a goddamn second. No, I swear I'm not going to use all 7 hours just detailing, okay? It's not gonna happen. Okay, I can be productive when I want to. Like I said, this doesn't feel like a speed map to me. This is all necessary. I want to make a cool looking map. My Telly head can... Oh, I didn't turn the timer back on. How long have I been mapping for? Like 5 minutes or so? I mean, whatever. I could just set the timer for 5 hours and 30 minutes. Let's just do that. Oh, that did not change it the way I wanted to. 5 hours, 30 minutes. There we go. Okay, that's probably fair. All right, I'm going to need to expand this out now. Why can I not draw a symmetrical circle? Oh my god, it's my lot in life to just be confused all the time. I don't understand what's happening right now. And I need to move this thing out of the way anyways. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put these inside of this little fake building. And that way they won't be harmed by anybody or anything. It's uncentered to the grid. No. I thought I put this in the origin. I want this to be in the middle of everything. I literally... Oh my god. Alright, there we go. That's good enough. There we go. Good as new. Just freehanded. I promise I was one step away from doing that. 1 second away from it. I couldn't get it to work. And now, ironically, though, I'll probably need to move this inward a little bit, or I'm just going to need to make a really compact map. I feel like, I mean, okay, I should be able to make a map with this space. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and change the sky back for now. Oh, now that's going to throw me off. There we go. Perfect. Sandwedge Peterson. He'll always be number 3 in my book as well. There's a yellow plutonium mid-rail text. What are we talking about here? Is it called mid-rail? I need to know the name of this texture. I want to know what it looks like. Ooh. Hold on. What is this TW? Let's copy this real quick. Oh no, wait, hold on. Why is it all... God, the palette's all fucked up. I know the Z ones or the TW ones are from Tech War. ZY mid-rail. Oh yeah. I wonder, okay, I don't think I dislike it entirely, but I'm not sure. Wait, what happened here? Why did all this stuff... it must have been the way I used the stair builder. All this stuff became untextured. Glad it wasn't a ton of shit. End up with any extra lines or anything, did I? Okay, yeah. That's one thing. Using the stair builder can make weird stuff happen sometimes. I mean, it honestly kind of looks... I kind of like the way that it looks. I'm going to leave it alone for now. Hey, is this live? No, actually, Clippy, this is a recording. So, you missed the stream, I'm sorry to say. Ugh, I'm definitely getting a little bit of that mapping fatigue. I broke my flow state, I suppose. Getting a little tired at the moment. Not tired, like I'm not sleepy. It's just, you know. Should have just joined those all together. Whoops. Nice. Classic. Could play the other Telly submissions. I don't think I mean, I don't know that I want to do that, but I also don't know that I would want to do that for a project that hasn't been released yet, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to assume that everyone would be okay with me doing that, if nothing else. All right, is this what I really want? These guys? I feel like these guys could come into play like as enemies that fly in from somewhere in the distance, and something else can be here. Which guy's the one with the BFG? Is it the Shredder? Or the Slayer? Shredder's also dangerous, though, I think. The 3-shot hit scanner. I'm just thinking about things. I'm not really sure what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just thinking about things. More detailing. This is more detailing, by the way. That's what's happening right now. But I was thinking about gameplay as well. I was trying to decide, do I want enemies down in the water? I don't know if that's excessive or not. I don't care. I'm just going to leave this. And let's do it on this side as well. Actually, can I just copy and paste them? It's perfect. Okay. Yeah, this looks interesting. I'll just leave this alone for now until like 5 minutes later when I decide to start detailing this area again. Being able to detail mindlessly while you think about other things is unfathomable to me. I guess that's a consequence of having ADHD or something. I don't know. It's not necessarily that I literally think about things in tandem. It's like I'm just very quickly shuffling between them over and over again. I think I do want to put a shotgun. Let's put a shotgun down here. I feel like almost everybody's going to jump down anyways, right? Like people are going to turn around. They're going to see the armor. Telly shells. They're not shells. They're telly shells. Shellies. Consider 300 creepy tellies. Yeah, I'll put them in one room at the very end. That'll be the boss fight. We'll put... Oops, ammunition. We'll put 1 shells right here. And we'll put a stim pack here. Probably somebody will lose health here. God. Alright, we got some cannon fodder here. Let's put something interesting up here, maybe. Ghost is pretty nasty. Cursed Telly, that'll be totally fine. The thing is, a lot of these guys kind of suck to fight when you don't have at least the super shotgun, so... I'll just put a couple Tellys up here, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. And then something up here. Revenant seems like the most obvious choice. But that might be kind of annoying. Tristan Clark, try not to make amazing music challenge impossible. Absolutely. And then following it up with Cyrus, it's like you just can't lose. You can find Telly in the last map of Grey Cat. Oh snap! I can't wait to see that. Is it a secret or will I just find it? How tall is this? Okay. So putting a monster here, I just don't want a monster that'll be able to see over and accidentally spot the player, which could probably happen here. Yeah, so if they come up here, and I don't think I want any monsters from this part of the map to wake up yet. So I'll put him in a little hole. And then we'll just use the pop-up trick on this line. I know I can make this an instant floor, but I really won't need to. Turbo will be fine. I have yet to understand what that weirdly shaped platform is for. Patience. Must have patience. It is not a secret. Okay, that's nice to know. So we'll have our nice little Telly reunion. That sounds exciting. Now I can't wait even more to get to the end. I can't wait to be done with that. Joking. It's been very nice so far. I've been enjoying it. Grey Cat, the recently released WOD by, I guess it's a Russian Doom community. Is that true? I don't know if there's like an official group or something. My inclination is to put some platforming here, but I don't know. People find it kind of annoying, and I don't really know if I want to go that route on this map. I think the closest I want to do is like just walking these sort of tight platforms. What? Why did that make it a void? That was weird. Oh, maybe. Wait a minute. And then it turns out maybe I want that to be a void. Oh. Do I have a name for this? No. I do not. I have not really thought much about what I'm going to name it or what MIDI I want. Guys, it's a PlayStation 2. You turn it on and it goes, Sega. Someone going awooga. It's like giant eyeballs. That looks really cool, man. I'm just gonna abuse this theme. Because again, it's like it's just one map. We're just gonna go hard. We're gonna put all the lights on it. All right, who's gonna be up there? Could be a chaser telly. Could be this thing. This thing would be kind of dangerous, right? I'm getting better at coffee machines. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Haven't figured out what I'm going to do with these, if I'm going to have them in the map. I'm pretty sure I do want them to be... Like, my thought is maybe, at least for one or two of them, or a few of them, have them like up on little perches or something, and they will wake up and start pursuit when they see you beyond this thing. I think that makes the most sense. Just tuck a few of them away, various places where they can wake up. Put ambush on. Oh, let's put some actual flats on that, man. We can't just leave it. Nice. I guess should probably think about putting some secrets in this map somewhere. Put a little secret right here. No, I can't. There's no room to make that a secret. Oh, what do we got? This is a decoration. I missed these earlier. Was I talking about I wish there was like more custom stuff, and then I forgot all this shit was in here. Yeah, I'll just leave that. That's fine. Yeah, this would be a good secret. Something like this. Because then it's something you can actually telegraph a little bit from here. Oops. Probably should have just used the generic or the non-generic one. Cool. I don't know why I want to put a tree in here, but I just kind of feel like I want to put a tree in here. Kind of draws attention to it, I guess. I don't know. This is one of those things I can't really explain, and I'm not going to. Tree in the water. Yeah, it's a water tree. I don't know why it's glowing. Can't tell you that either. It's a pretty easy secret. But you know what? It's fine. People need to feel smart sometimes. Who am I to take that away? Right, I thought I joined these sectors. What the hell just happened? Oh, there we go. I must have just hit the wrong button. Okay, whatever. That might be too much. I don't know. Maybe when I have time, if I have time, I can do... Well, I can just probably do it right now. Time has nothing to do with it. I need some kind of like reference for how 128. So put vertex here at the end. Now when I copy it. Oop. Oh my god, please just click this. Thank you very much. Oh, and I need these dots. I'm just gonna run out of... Anyways. Oh my god, what am I doing right now? Jesus. Sometimes I just have moments where I just kind of lose it, man. There we go. Just making this way more difficult than it needs to be. Yeah, that just makes things look a little more... Ooh. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's good. Liquid mercury. Yeah, it's just very toxic. As soon as you touch it, should be an instant kill floor. Those guys are kind of lame, but it's whatever. Oh, the Telly phones actually woke up, so those need to be ambush. Nice. Okay, well, those guys shouldn't wake up until you come over here, I think. Oh. The fuck do these guys wake up? Wait, can they be seen from here? Hold on a second. Oh, they have... You can be seen from here, so... I'm gonna have to adjust that. So, okay. That's pretty nasty. That's pretty nasty. I could stand to cut that back a little bit. I don't think I need 7 of these guys. And ammo's going to be a thing for sure. What am I doing? I don't really like putting ammunition in front of critical switches, but sometimes you just don't have a choice. And it's probably something you'll need anyways. These guys will need to be moved at, excuse me, at some point. Need to finish detailing that, which I'll do later. I just wanted to kind of have that there while I was thinking about it. Probably just a quick copy and paste job, but I do want to make a little progress on the progression, so... This is all just purely freewheeling. Solid stuff for something made in 2 hours. Thank you. I mean, again, one of the reasons I wanted to use this texture set is just, I feel like you can get away with a lot of flood filling. I mean, granted, I am then chopping it up with a lot of detailing, but I mean, the simplicity of it is what makes it easy to work with, I suppose. It makes, and it's not hard to make it look good, I suppose. That's kind of what I'm saying. I don't need to do that. Why am I doing that? I'm just going to leave that alone. Make sure my ceilings are good. That's something I'll detail if I have time. Let me just figure out. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, just to give this a little bit of variety. We need a key. I want to get a key, and I want to get a locked door. So, I think basically what we need is we need at least... So here's where I start actually like thinking about the map in terms of a structure. So let's break down some of the framework of what the map is, right? We have a starting area, we have sort of an initial challenge, sort of a transition area, a little bit of an optional area to explore, so we have some exploration possible in this map. And then we essentially have a branch. So the critical path is going to be get the key, go back to the locked door, and then do the final encounter after the locked door. So that's what's going to be. It's going to keep it nice and the scope nice and simple. So what do I need for that is I need an area for the red key to be in, and I need something behind the red door. And I think I need at least 1 or 2 points of interest between the beginning of this branch and the red door. So there's like an intermediate challenge. And that way, if you go this way without knowing you need the key, then you've like done something, you've cleared it out, and you know, maybe you backtrack or something. And I think in terms of like raw number encounters, it should be like 1 or 2 to get the key, some incidental stuff along the way here, something here, and then something behind the red key to cap off the map, and that's it. I need 3 blueprints. Oh, fuck. God, I can't... I thought the... Okay. You're right. This is different. So what I need to do... Okay, actually, that's going to help me out here. That's going to help me out here. Let's wipe out... I'm glad you guys checked me on that. Yeah. Okay. I need to just make a note of that. I need 3 blueprints. And well, this song is one I haven't heard in quite some time. I need 3 blueprints. And I need 2 potted plants. What are they called? Are they just called potted plants? Office plant. Okay. Thank you for the reminder. So in that case, might actually help things out a smidgen. I'm still going to keep the idea of the branching, but we're going to have... Okay, so we can... That actually gives me the power to simplify it a little bit. I'm going to have an encounter for the blueprint here. Can have an encounter up here. Have an encounter... Have 1 encounter that's like actually along the way to the door. And the potted plants can be in here. That's how we keep the scope a little bit small. And just go ahead and throw that stuff where it should belong now. And I don't know if I'm going to keep, like, you know, this is just kind of spitballing it. I think this would serve as a pretty reasonable framework for it. I don't feel like this map needs to be huge to be interesting. So let's do something like this. Here's an idea. This is going to be up on a tower you have to climb to get. So this will be where the map actually has a little bit of light platforming maybe. And I want you to be able to see this. This has just become my, like, de facto light. I know it's not the only one I've used, but I like it. This will be... Let's make this, like, 128. So this will actually, like, flash properly, because I do want this whole sector to be very noticeable. So let's make this glow. Let's do this one. This is proven to be a nice flat. But look at this. This is on the grid. Wait, isn't it? It's not on the grid. What? Wait, what's going on? Why is the grid fucked up? That was very spooky. Why is the grid? Why is this not on the grid? Did I just do something like... Okay. $68 by $68. How did I do that? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. And this, like, mystery solving music comes on while I'm, like, trying to figure out why I don't understand what's happening in the Doom editor right now. Yeah, this MIDI is not helping. I love this MIDI. This MIDI is so good. I slept on it for quite some time. I think the first time I heard it was legitimately in the context of... Maybe it wasn't that, you know, in the Alien Vendetta mini pack. I know that's what it was from. Maybe it was from Dean of Doom that I heard of it first. But it wasn't until I played Umbra that this MIDI really, like, hit. And now I think it's incredible. I just have a hard time replacing Plasma for Toxic Touch, as good as this MIDI is. But I suppose if there was one to try, this is certainly a valiant effort. An all-timer, yeah. This MIDI is just such a classic. Absolutely spellbinding, you could say. That's what I would say. I don't actually know what I'm doing here. I think it was also used by Lunch in 10x10 in the final map of 10x10. That's what I think that's where I heard it in Dean of Dune. But I don't think I finished. I don't think I finished 10x10. I got to like the next to last map. I like this better. That strings part is so good. Guys, I'm sorry, but this is about to be platforming. I don't get why people say Plasma better fits Toxic Touch than this. I mean, first of all, I think it's just being the first one there. People are going to have more of like a nostalgia for it. So that's part of it. That's not all of it, but that's part of it for sure. And then, I think Plasma is just all around gloomier, and it feels a lot more fitting for the type of like being lost and exploring you do in Toxic Touch. Whereas the what is it? Guardian Angel Loses Their Will is like a little more like curious and whimsical at times, and I just I don't know if that's the vibe I get from Toxic Touch. That's my personal opinion on it. I can't speak for everybody, but that's how I feel about it. This is not true platforming. This is the kind of platforming that feels like, that looks like platforming, but it's not. I mean, it's just meant to feel dangerous. Here's the thing people can do that they don't always think about doing, but like sometimes it's okay to make something like seem worse than it is, because like just the whole experience of anticipating it is enough to have made it interesting, even if it's not quite what it seemed. So something like a platforming segment that's not actually that hard. It's like just the build up to it can be enough to make it interesting. Now what I will do to make this interesting is make it where you jump onto this. Yeah, Plasma was used in a space level in Duke 3D. That's true, 100%. And I mean, you could also make the argument that it's more appropriate in Duke Nukem, but barring midis from other games was way more commonplace. I mean, it really hasn't gone out of style, I don't think. It's just people, I think, are a little bit more. There's a lot more accessibility to like custom midis and stuff, but it wasn't like out of the ordinary to use it. And I think it was one of those things. It's like it was good curation, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, for somebody to pair the map with that MIDI from Duke Nukem. And I think it speaks to something about the map itself too, when it can take a MIDI that belongs in another game and like almost make a rightful claim to it itself. Going down the fast way. I've been guilty of that before too. I've done that myself. I've used it just because I can't help myself. All right, so we've got some pseudo platforming. Oh gosh, this is so scary. We'll put some threats up here somehow. Probably just put some more turrets or a building or two. What would be probably helpful is, so I need something here. I don't know. Somehow this will be like a threat. Oh, what's up, Lord Entropy? It needs to do something like this. So what this is going to be is like just a place for monsters to be, possibly. I'm going to figure out how to incorporate Telly in it at some point, too. You keep that in mind. Intended to make something for this, but you got distracted. You still have time. It's not due this weekend. I think I'm going to take a quick break. Probably not going to stream for too much longer. Maybe another like half hour, 45 minutes. But I will take a quick break. And so to do that, I will pause the timer, and I'll put up my BRB, and I'll return in a couple minutes. Yo. 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 That's all I got. I'm back though. Why did it reset the milliseconds? Oh, because I reset the timer. That's right. Okay. Let's get back to it. Let's see how we doing. Nice. Now, it doesn't matter that these don't all line up with each other. It doesn't matter in the slightest. Oh. Some midis, one loop's not enough, you know? I wish they were a little longer. Is there a shortcut on the keyboard to reset the texture offset? Never thought about that until just now. Control R. Oh. Control Shift R. Yes, that's exactly what happened. That's my stream shortcut. Yeah, that's my stream shortcut. Whoops. Bro got the Alt F4 prank in 2026. What a loser. That's great. Well, lesson learned. This looks sick. Yeah, I don't really care about turning the timer off to run around in the map for 2 minutes. It's too pedantic to me to like start and stop the timer on like really small stuff, like just because I do consider like running around in the map like and just taking a look at it real fast, like part of development, just as much as I would while I'm sitting here staring at it in the editor. The running around in the map is lava. Just adopt that rule. And it will help with your speed mapping. At some point you just have to get a bit arbitrary with it. You have to say enough is enough. I'm making a rule. I'm going to stick to it. Trying to think of an ideal step texture. I don't think I want to use lights. Maybe I can use lights. I wish, what I really wish is that there was one unbroken light. Like, one that I could just change this, and then the rest of it would just be one texture that was just like the light. Does that make sense? Like it would just look like this all the way across instead of having to do it manually. This is the kind of thing that's just like a stupid way to use your time for a speed map. Here I am talking about you have to make rules and stick to them. And then I just do shit like this. This is something I'm honestly surprised more texture sets don't have. It's just like this, one long light. I don't think I'm going to want to do this every time. But it does look pretty cool. So for this point, it was worth it. It's set all the lines and oh yeah. You copy and paste the line list, does it copy the offsets? I don't know. I never have consistent, predictable behavior when I copy and paste sectors, lines, or vertices. Could be a skill issue, though. There should be some kind of challenge that opens up once you grab the first blueprint, right? Like, So we're not going to discuss any more of my keyboard shortcuts, okay? Let's see. Lots of little telly eggs. Are these the guys I want? Is it the telly eggs or is it a different one? Oh, these guys, the quantum tellies. These are good. These are good. Yeah. Wait, can these guys fly? Do they have the fly tag or do they? Does it say if they fly? Or are they on the ground? They fly. Okay, just like stormtroopers, they fly. That's why you're so quick to warn me about the blueprints, because you forgot. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Alright, well for now, I'm gonna not update my muscle memory. I'm just gonna reset the texture offsets the old-fashioned way. Alright, I want a super shotgun somewhere. Maybe this will be a good place for it. Jesus Christ, this movie is going absolutely nuts. Ah, negative 24, or probably positive 24 would have worked too, but there we go, that worked. Oh wait, I put it on the wrong... Alright, I need a do-over. Let me try one more time. I need it on this one. Oop. Nice. Okay, that's a reasonable way to do that. Do I not have split line def and 2 keybound? No, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I've used it. I use it. I just don't have it keybound. So I feel like I've kind of discovered a bit of a rule for this theming, and it's just that with these stairs, I think the way I like breaking up the offset of the grid is to have this in between. So it's like, okay, kind of like Romero's like, oh, don't change the floor texture unless you change the height offset, which, you know, I'm not here to argue that rule. In a similar way, it's like when I want to change the elevation, I need to break it up with this intermediary piece, and it helps bring a little variety into it. Probably not something I'll stick too hard and fast, but I don't know how other people feel about it, but sometimes when I'm making a particular map and it's got a theme and everything, a lot of that initial part of the map making is like discovering what the rules are. It's like they all have rules, you just don't know what they are yet. Oh man, it's getting to me. Ugh. $1:30 a.m. Oh yeah, definitely. Good luck on those next two. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. It's fun. Fun having you around. Not sure if that's too much. It might be. Need to make these all lower unpegged. All right, see you around, Numsoak. Man, I almost need like a need like an invisible wall or something like that here. Now that this extends out, so if I want to put monsters here, then I need some way to either, so I basically they'll more or less be guaranteed to wake up before the player gets into this area, unless I change something about this sight line, which I don't think I want to do, because I actually kind of like the idea of seeing the other parts of the map from behind this wall. I can accept that, like, if I put some tellies here, they're gonna just kind of wander, probably come down to the stairs or at some point and just throw fireballs. Or phone books, I guess. Or I could try to hide them in little pop-out floors, which isn't the worst idea. It might be the best idea for this kind of thing. Let's see, do they fit? They do. So I could put some tellies and pop-out floors. The blueprints can be grabbed from way below them if they're close to a wall. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty big hitbox. So the only thing that I'll need to figure out is there's a line def here that opens the trap. So I'll just probably need to figure out where I want to put that line def in, or if I want to block this in some way. I don't want to obstruct that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I definitely want there to be like a little trap that opens up here. But yeah, for these guys, maybe I'll just put them in little pop-outs. That way. And no, this isn't a kill floor. I actually haven't really thought about how this is going to work yet, but it'll probably just be some teleports or lift or something to get back up. I don't feel like making it a damaging floor this time around. Sniffing out possible cheeses. Yeah, I mean, that's a good call out. It was something I was thinking about. I'm not totally sure how it's going to work yet. Because, yeah, I don't really want the player to be able to grab this without setting off the trap, but whoops. I need to test that here at some point. So this is 7. So when am I opening up 7? Or popping these up, I guess. Probably as soon as you come in here, because what I want to make sure is that people recognize that this is an objective. So having monsters up here will help draw the attention that this is a place you can and should go. So let's go ahead and make this 7. This will be walk over once. And at this one I will make instant pop-up down to highest adjacent floor. Pop those up. And maybe I'll want other ones linked to 7 as well, just in general. Help control the flow of things. Like this would be good to have on Oh, I have this on 3. Oh, then I think I can just get away with making these all. I'll make all of these 3 and not even worry about 7 right now. Forgot I did that earlier. Yeah, okay, that works. All right, maybe I need to actually play this a little bit. Oh wait, I want to play it with this sky. I want to see how this guy looks. Oh, no, we're skipping this one. This is one I don't like. Oh, I was gonna do the sky. I got distracted by the MIDI. See, this thing happens. Okay. Oh, okay. While I'm thinking about it, I want to make sure that these guys are ambush. Right. I want to make these guys ambush, and then that'll probably do it. So you can go this way. I don't think I want that Revenant to be able to see you from down here until he's actually properly woken up. Nice. Oh yeah, these guys, somehow they keep waking up. I guess I need to figure out how I set them. They're very satisfying enemies to kill. This will be kind of a pain in the ass. Maybe I should put a Berserk here. That would make it make sense for why you'd want to come up here. Yeah, I'll put a Berserk there. These guys, do they see you from here? Oh, they can see you from down here, probably. So maybe I should put them like here and here or something. That looks pretty sick. Not gonna lie. Alright, so I need more health. I need to put some health around here. Yeah, this is kind of hard to deal with. This is effectively dangerous. I think it's pretty dangerous. So that's good. So actually what I'm going to do is, let's do a few things. Let's increase the ammo. There needs to be more ammo. This is making me want to get back into mapping so bad, but I switched to Linux and haven't found a great way to do it yet. Yeah, I guess, is Ultimate Doom Builder not available on Linux? The only exposure I really have to Linux gaming is gaming on my Steam Deck. Alright, what's the Berserk? Berserk. Oh, the Ultra Strength coupon. I wish that this... I could just replace this guy, and I just don't want to do it. Okay, so this ends up being quite a lot of tellies health-wise, which I think is alright. I think is okay. I'll put some extra ammo. We'll just make sure that the player has lots of bullets. Because even when it's really fast, the chain gun's still just fucking weak. Yeah, we'll make sure there's lots of ammo available. That's not a big deal. It's going to be the kind of fallback weapon, I guess, for right now. Put some health. Cursed Telly right here. That would be really fucked up. This guy is hard to deal with. I don't think I want to put Cursed Telly there. I mean, I do, but that's not very charitable. Do I want Telly in here? Like, is Telly in like a more of a boss Telly, or should I use it as more of like just a high threat regular enemy? I'm really not sure. He's a glass cannon. Okay, yeah. So not really much of a boss. Why did I do that? I don't need to do that. There. That works. I think I want this guy to be down in a little pit, though. I don't think I want him to be fightable until you actually get the SSG, because otherwise he's just like a cheap sniper enemy, and I don't actually want him to do that. So let's do this. This will be our new 7 sector. It's ironically, I'm going to have it do the same exact function as the one I just got rid of. Doesn't matter. It's going to go down towards highest adjacent floor and sector 7. We're getting strange readings from Sector 7. It brings me comfort knowing that Doom Builder can be run in Linux, because I'm not ready to abandon Windows quite yet, but I have many thoughts about it. And I do have Mint set up on just like my little screwing around laptop. Just used for like watching YouTube and shit, or if I want to have like a video on in the kitchen while I'm cooking something, you know. And it works pretty well. I don't have any major complaints with it. But compatibility is the thing I think that keeps me from fully adopting a different operating system. All right, I've got one path done. I want to see. I'm getting close to the end of this, but I do want to get some work done on this like second path. So let's just draw something. Whoa. Did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. This is where Corp sounds like he's borrowing some influence from Stu Boy, in my opinion. It sounds like it could be a alternate track from Ancient Aliens. Well, not this one. I see Nutzi has some very strong opinions about Linux software. I want to use these monitors and stuff again at some point. I can just like fully see this in my head right now. So I'm just going, not really stopping to explain anything at the moment. Also, I realized from previous streams that, like, the longer I go on and the more sort of fatigued I get, the less I talk, just because it starts to, you know, my focus is kind of diminished. Oh, I accidentally deleted the blueprint and the 2 plants. That's terrible. All right, see you later, Lord Entropy. I think this is turning out all right so far. I don't know what this was supposed to be. I don't know why I did it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. Almost a Telly-themed face. kind of like that, just being big and open like that. I kind of like this. Very, it's bare bones. It's clinical. Reminds me of like a psych ward or something like that. Or like the padded rooms, I guess, is more what I mean. I don't know if I like these being here. Or maybe what I'll do instead is this. Yeah, I like that. That works. Man, Corp just makes fucking magic sometimes. And I do intend to like stop here in just a minute or two, but I'm actually still just really enjoying myself. I feel like I'm kind of in the groove right now, and I don't really want to stop, but Corpse music is fairly varied than just being a modern stool boy. Yeah, I agree 100%. I think when, earlier I made that comment, I think there's definitely a lot of times when Corpse music is reminiscent of Stu Boy for sure, but Corpse certainly experiments very well outside of any sort of one style. Ugh. Are there any other Hazard textures? Hazard is always a great texture. Nope, that's the same exact one. I don't know what I want for this yet. Nice. A little bit of shading going on here. How do I feel about Mark Klim's music? It can be kind of hit or miss for me. I think most of Mark Klim's stuff is pretty legit. I think was very pioneering for the type of, for the time for sure. Very influential. I think there's a lot of his music that just doesn't quite jive with me. It seems to be a little bit like garish, or it's like kind of too in your face in ways that I guess it's hard for me to describe. But I think by and large I have quite a lot of respect for Mark Klim, and I've definitely felt inspired by some of his stuff myself. So I was a little sad to see him delving into AI stuff and not really seeming to quite understand why people were not super pleased to know that on Doom World when it came up. But it also doesn't really seem like something that turned into a whole lot of much, so just kind of blew over. They closed the thread and that was kind of it, which I think was totally what they should have done. But honestly, I mean, I also understood, he's like, just like, oh, I've never heard my music like this before. It's kind of blowing my mind. Mersbo, I'm not sure who that is, but yeah, that's basically what I feel about it. I have mixed feelings about the AI stuff. Because yes, it is mostly just him having fun. I don't know if does he even still make music professionally anymore? I mean, he's probably retired by now, or he's probably, what he said, he was like 55 or something? So he's not quite retired, but I was never under the impression that making music was his job. The thing is, I mean, the types of stuff that AI has the potential to unlock is very, intriguing for sure. And it's hard to put it past people who really find it interesting to explore. But the problem is just the cost that it comes at. The resource cost to use AI is just ridiculous. Nobody wants data centers in their communities. Nobody wants the data centers to jack up their utility bills, drink all their water or whatever. And then, just the wholesale ingestion of like literally all copyrighted work ever created, turning it into a mush and then synthesizing it into something out of an output just because somebody typed some words into the computer. I think that just outweighs any sort of benefit you can get from it. And so yeah, I think my response to Mark Klim getting into it is more disappointed than not, but also it's like, man, I get it too. The novelty of it. And he did mention how like COVID and everything just made it very difficult for him to, do music and stuff. Probably makes it hard for him to think. So it's not black and white. It's kind of, maybe some people probably see it as black and white, but I think that there's room for nuance in the discussion. Lee Jackson is older than him and still would be composing professionally. I mean, the thing is though that, like, I don't know a lot about Mark Klim's personal life. I don't know how much is on the internet and available for people to see, but I know, naturally he made MIDIs for Doom way back in the day, and I think there's been times where he's done it here and there, but I know he made music for Wacky Wheels, and I assume he probably composed other stuff for video games, but I was never under the impression that like was his job. Is that knowledge out there? Is it known what his actual professional situation was with music? This track is so awesome. It's an awesome track. The awesome name for the track. The Journey tour made it to my city yesterday, so I find the thought of retiring from music at 55 funny. No, I'm not saying, like, if you're in a band and that's like your job and stuff like that. The thing is, 55 is not old anymore. You know, it used to be relatively a lot older than it is these days. I just meant that, like, I don't... Yeah, Mark Klim did the music for Wacky Wheels. I was never under the impression that he was like that like all he did was make music for his job. I assume, you know, he probably moved on from making music at some point and had a different job. I don't know. I have no idea. All right, now, so one thing I'm realizing is I really like the meshing of the potted plants and these things. So now I'm kind of feeling like I want to put some potted plant decorations in places. So like, what if I do one here? Oh, yeah. Just put a few of these around in the level. That'll make things nice. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that works so much better. That's a better idea, I think. And I can alternate the, these can be potted plants. Maybe that's gonna be overdoing it. We'll see. I might go back, but I want to see if I end up liking this, because I kind of think I do. This might not stick. I don't know. It looks all right. Might not be the best looking thing in the world, but until I have a better reason, I'm just going to leave it alone. A better reason to change it, that is. Sound effects, voice acting, the Quake 3 total conversion, urban terror level design. Yeah, I don't think he persisted into like professional music for very long, if at all. So that's what makes it a little bit less like, you know, it's just Mark Klim. Although I guess there was an observation made that he was like selling the remixes on his like Bandcamp or something. I feel pretty good about this map so far. I think it's got a really cool vibe. All right, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give it like a quick run through and just see. I'm going to stop the timer because I am going to stop mapping now. So I'm leaving off at 3 hours and 29 minutes remaining. Have I played it yet? I've run around in it, but I haven't done a lot of it. But I do have some... Oh, yeah, okay. Before I know I've just turned the timer off, but it's fine. I want this guy to face this direction, and I'm just move him up here a little bit so he's not as easy to see the player. Okay. Oh, and then this guy, that's right. And that's it. All right. So I know why that block is floating up there. It's just because I only have the sky transfer set to sector 0 so far, so I'll need to fix that, but that's something you do towards the end. I think this is looking pretty cool so far. The music feels like oddly disconnected from the map because it's not the map's music. Yeah, just a little easy stuff. Come down here and get a little secret. Whoa, nice. I like that he can come down the elevator. That's actually great. Nice. Oh, I need to move the chain gun up so that you can actually see it's there. Okay, there's still something where you can see. So I'm gonna have to adjust that. That's gonna need some adjusting. Damn. This is not necessarily well balanced yet, but that's okay. You know, it's something that'll come in due time. But the idea is coming to shape. It's coming to shape. I mean, it looks really cool. I love the way this is looking so far. Do I vibe to Cammy's music? Yeah, I think Cammy's a pretty good composer. Whoa! Not sure if that's exactly what I... Nice. Yeah, early grabs and stuff like that. I'll get to that stuff eventually. Mostly I just kind of want to see how this flows. Oh man, this is looking nice. save that. Take a little screenshot of that. Yeah. I think this is looking really nice. And then, I mean, I feel like once I get the second blueprint area done, which I just, you know, I think it's mostly the way that it needs to be. Yeah, I just need to figure out where the door that the blueprint actually opens is going to be. And if that's going to be like its own final fight or something, I need to move this up. So there's a few things I need to do, but I think that's where I'm going to call the stream, just because I've been sitting here since I think 3 in the afternoon. It's now after 7, and I need to get up and do like literally anything other than this, please. So thanks for stopping in. I've had a decent turnout, it seems. So I'm not sure how much else of this I'll be able to stream. I'll try to see if I can sneak in a session or 2 this week, and maybe finish the whole thing on stream. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for stopping by, and that's it. So I'm ending it now. So go do something else.